Being able to add labels and callouts to our newly inserted, scaled, and styled model view is an essential need for any designer, as it helps communicate an added level of information to the viewer, something that a model alone cannot do. Unlike other software, Layout makes this process seamless and efficient by connecting annotations directly to the model, thus gaining access to the model's component definition and description information. Let's add a few labels to our elevation view and see this in action. Add a new label pointing to a chair and place the text underneath our view. We're given an auto text prompt asking if we want to select the component's definition name as our callout text. Let's say yes, then select kitchen chair. If we move the leader from the chairs to the table, we now can choose the name of the table component as our label text. Now, this might not seem like much of a time savings over just typing out the labels manually, but remember, the big advantage of Layout is that it's connected to our SketchUp model and updates accordingly if the model changes. All we have to do is update the reference, and all the labels associated with anything that change update automatically. One note about the labels: if you change your model reference to link to a different file, then the connection between the labels and the model are lost, and the label turns red. If that happens, just right-click the red label and select Reconnect to Model. You can also reconnect by double-clicking into your label and repositioning the leader point on top of the component definition again. Now let's double-click on the label and notice that we have other options to choose from for the auto text, depending, of course, on how the component was built and what additional information may have been included. For example, if we have a component within a component, like our tables and chairs here, then we can select either the table, the chairs, or the main component containing both the tables and chairs for the label to display. In addition to selecting between component definitions, if your components have a description or a price, then you can choose to display that as well. Let's now add a label to the fridge. We'll choose the fridge name as our primary label, then add a second line, and select the little blue drop-down again, this time picking component description. Here now we have some additional information telling us the specific manufacturer, size, and model number for purchasing. Let's now do some formatting to the label text. If you're on a Mac, remember to bring up your text editor with Command-T and change the font size so there's some hierarchy that reads a bit better. You can play around with adding more labels to other entities within our view and changing the styling of the labels like we learned previously. And don't forget to use your grid and grid snap to help keep those labels organized and looking good.